Hello, I'm Miss Caroline. Welcome to Library Classroom. And I have decided to record this video to pile up all those discussions that we had during our live meeting and discussions today. So especially for those that they had no chance to join us. So today we talk about how to study effectively and what are those methods that we can use to better retain the information and make ourselves prepared for the exams that are nearing. So efficient study said is very important, and the study itself may seem a little bit hard and frightening and daunting, but it is a very important skill that you should have for school and for life, so that you can improve your grades and also you can retain more information and knowledge. Effective study means that in a shorter period of the time but more efficient sessions you can actually achieve better grades instead of having long sessions, too much studies, but making yourself bored, tired and frustrated, but after that you come up with a very poor grades and outcome. Some of you sharing your methods of the reading and studying with me, and thank you. But to sum up, those things that are very important in an efficient study is that one of them is that you have to know the syllabus for each of the subjects, and you have to ask your teachers, your school, and you can also search online if you are studying IGCSE or Cambridge syllabus. You can refer to the Cambridge website to know the syllabus regarding for each of the subjects. In the syllabus, it will tell you, actually they will share with you when the exams are, the durations and the topics and those information that are needed for you to know what comes for the exam. So by knowing that, you can prepare yourself better for the coming exams. The next thing is that I said you can put these dates into your calendar. You can have planner or timetables for yourself, and you can adjust your time and the duration of the study for each of the subjects. If it is hard, so you assign more time for that, or you can start with the hardest subjects and then you can end to the with the easiest one that they need less time for you to finish. The next thing is that you should at least 1 week in advance of each of the exam prepare yourself for the exam and start revisions. And you can plan review sessions, and these review sessions gradually can be chunked up into several mini reviews or revision classes. So after that, you can start with the small duration, and after that, gradually you can increase the time in which you spend for studying and for each of the subjects. Please be an active listener, and you have to listen and learn actively. You have to participate. You have to ask questions in the class. You have to pay attention. Don't fall into the trap that of thinking that you just know everything, or you absorb the knowledge very fast, or you already know and everything. Maybe the teacher says something or some tips that you may miss it, and it comes into the exam and you are not able to answer, or maybe because of not repeating or because of the wrong information, and again you are not able to catch up the lesson or to be successful into your exam. If you have any physical or health problems, so please inform your teachers or the school management or examiners and anyone that can help you to adjust the lessons and also the class condition based on your needs. So maybe if you have some kind of disabilities, or you cannot hear very well, you cannot see from far or whatever, so they can adjust your seating arrangement based on what you need. You should always listen very carefully to the teachers and see what they said. You have to be waiting for any kind of the emphasizes they make on the words, or maybe stress on making on the some words or issues, or on some of the topics or the subjects. And also wait for the hints to give you the body language or the voice volume changing. So for example, like maybe they say the most important thing about this topic is blah blah blah, so it means that this is very important, or maybe it comes into the exam, so you have to be very alert and be vigilant. The next thing that we talk about is how to take good notes, and taking notes is very important. Try to take all the notes that and information that the teachers and the lecturers they shared with you, whatever they say and whatever they write, and please write them down on your notebook. But don't write in complete sentence. Don't put too much time in writing maybe just some hint, writing some keywords, something that when you refer back to it later, you remember the whole scenario, you know what the story is about. Sometimes if you are allowed, if you have that facilities, you can take some voice recorders with you, it is suggested, so you can also later when you went back, you can transfer all the scripts and write them in words into your own notebook. So you have to practice shorthand, write in shorthand, writing keywords, and later when you go back to home and rewrite them in a complete form, in your own words, in your own sentences, in your own way, and you write them into your own notebook so that later you can refer to it. In this way, you have, by writing, especially if you are a practical person, if you are a visual person, you will memorize things better, and also you have done a revision also after the school, because this is very important. So you write these things and write them back into your notebook. Actually, this note-taking skill is a very special thing, and you have to learn, you have to earn it, and it needs a practice. And we can help each other. I can guide you about the steps, how to go through that, but for the time being, I just share with you how it is. So the first step is to gather the information, writing in shorthand, just the keywords. You can record the voices of the teachers and the lecturers. Then you go back to home. You just use your own, write your own words, your own language to write it, jot it down on the paper again, rewrite using your own words and the sentences that you make. Then you can use the reference book, other reference books, search on the Google, use the internet to gather more information about each topic, each issue, each subject, and add it on to the notes in a proper place. So this is the first step. You have now a full compilation of the information about different topics, and you need to learn about them. After that is the refining the notes that you have to do. For the second or the third time, every time you go back, you want to make a revision, you take another piece of paper like this, you put it in front of you have your own notes too, a compilation of all the information about that topic. Now you have to refine it, you have to make it less and summarize it. Write those things that you may forget or are very important. Omit those ones that their presence maybe is not important. I mean, being in or being out doesn't matter. It still doesn't affect the thing, the whole information and your understanding. It has no effect. So remove them and make the sentences simpler, make them shorter, and after that, gradually you make the notes smaller, shorter, and summarize them until you have whole information about this topic, that topic, a specific topic, in less than one page. Okay, so this will be your reference later, instead of opening the whole notebook to causing a stress on you, or to opening your textbooks, which brings a lot of pressure and stress on you before the exam, and you will forget everything. You will not remember anything because you're stressed out. So it will help you to put all the information in less than one page. So every time you want to make a revision, you have to refine your notes, make them less and less and less. Okay, so we can practice this later together in one session. After you have taken your notes, every time it's very important when you have class, after that when you go back home, do this revision and review while writing or otherwise compiling and rewriting the notes, or having a short revision on the notes. It's very important because it helps you to retain the information, especially before sleeping. When you are going to bed, it's good to just is like seeing a movie. Just remember whatever and recall everything that you have seen and you have heard, and after that you may have a glance on the whole note, just like this. Not necessary to read in detail, but just look at them, read them. And this research has shown, by looking at the things and by recalling the things, the information just before the sleeping time and before going into sleep, when you wake up, 90% or 100% of the information will be retained and will be remembered. So this is the best time for you. Just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, not more than that, before you fall into a sleep, you have to look at the notes or to recall the memories of the day. So the next day when you wake up, you will remember everything. Okay, I want to stop at this point because that's where we had been in our conversation today in the video, and the next time, after the next online meeting, I will share the rest of the video with you. So think about it, think about how to study better, and please be ready to share with us during the next session that we meet. I will be so happy to receive your comments, and please stay in touch and see you later.